In this video, we'll show you how to change the front rearward lower control arm on your Ford Fusion. You can find it on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Before lifting your vehicle, it is necessary to measure the distance between the center of the wheel and the wheel arch. This will allow you to achieve an optimal tightening of the parts in their initial position. For safety reasons, we strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Ford Fusion safely. Brush the lower ball joint retaining bolt and spray it with penetrating oil. Using a ratchet and a 23mm socket, unscrew the nut holding the lower ball joint a few threads. Then, using a ball joint puller, a specific tool for carrying out this job, release the ball joint. Finish unscrewing the nut, then remove the lower ball joint. In order to change the front rearward lower control arm on your vehicle, we recommend removing the engine cradle bracket. You will therefore need to support the subframe underneath using a jack in order to hold it in place when the bracket is removed. The components to be removed are very often seized up, so don't hesitate to brush and to use penetrating oil to make removal easier. Then, using a ratchet, an extension, and a 21mm socket, unscrew the 4 retaining bolts and the 2 retaining nuts on the bracket. Then, remove it. Remove the jack so you can manipulate the hole. Pry with a small crowbar. This will give you the necessary leeway to remove the control arm holding bolt. Using a 15mm offset wrench, unscrew the retaining bolt. Then remove the bolt. You can now remove the control arm by pulling it towards you and moving it back and forth. For great content, our best price, and fast shipping, download the CarParts.com app now. Brush and grease the control arm area to facilitate its installation. Using a wire brush, scrub the knuckle of the wheel knuckle. Then apply silicone grease to the flat part that will be in contact with the lower control arm ball joint sleeve. You can order the control arm used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Take the new control arm and unscrew the nut supplied with it. Remove the plastic cover. Put the new control arm in place. You can tap it with a mallet to properly insert it into its housing. Next, reinsert the bolt. You can use a hammer to help you. Then, use the wrench to screw it back in until it makes contact. Place the lower ball joint in the wheel knuckle. Next, screw back on the nut until it's tight. Reposition the jack. Replace the bracket. Screw the nuts back in until it makes contact. You can then screw the bolts back in using a ratchet. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. To avoid damaging the bushings, you need to tighten the control arm upper bolt holding in the vehicle on the ground position. Lift the wheel knuckle with the jack until the original measurement between the center of the wheel and the wheel arch is reached. Screw the upper retaining bolt back on. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Next, add the recommended torque angle tightening using the marker technique to confirm the correct angle. Using a 24mm wrench, screw the lower ball joint retaining nut back onto the wheel knuckle until it makes contact. Use a ratchet and a 9mm Allen socket to keep the ball joint from rotating. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Remove the jack. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. During this operation, you will be intervening on the front axle of your car, so it is advisable to perform a wheel alignment afterwards. Put your vehicle back on the ground before properly fixing the wheels in place. Operation complete.